The air crackled. Benito Villamarin buzzed with a unique energy. Fans streamed in, their green and white scarves held aloft. This was an ending, and perhaps a new beginning. The sun began its descent over Seville, Betis versus Valencia, a classic encounter. But tonight it meant so much more than just 3 points. It was a goodbye. The stands were a sea of emotion, faces etched with memories. Generations of Beticos gathered. They came to witness one last dance. The stadium itself seemed to hold its breath. It had seen countless battles, triumphs and heartbreaks. Legends had graced this turf. Now it prepared for a temporary silence. A period of transformation awaited. But first there was a game to be played. A significant game. A game to honor the past and embrace the future. The players felt it too. The weight of expectation. The honor of this occasion. This match marked the end of an era. The last league game before the Villamarín underwent its grand renovation. A necessary step forward, but a poignant moment nonetheless. The fans understood. They embraced the change, yet they cherished these final moments. Every chant, every cheer, carried extra significance. It was a testament to their unwavering loyalty, their deep connection to this club, to this stadium. The atmosphere was simply electric. You could almost touch the passion. The stage was set. The whistle blew. The game was underway. Immediately the tempo was high. Both Betis and Valencia showed their intent. Tackles flew in, passes were crisp, there was no holding back. The crowd responded to every move, every near miss, every piece of skill. You could sense the nervous energy. Pellegrini's Betis, ever attacking, pushed forward. They sought an early breakthrough, a goal to settle the nerves. But Valencia, under Corberán, were resolute. They were organized, difficult to break down. The opening exchanges were a fascinating chess match. Betis, with their fluid movement, tried to find gaps. Valencia, compact and disciplined, closed them down quickly. The midfield battle was intense. Every ball was contested fiercely. The tension was palpable. A goal felt imminent, but from which side? That was the question on everyone's lips. Several half-chances emerged for both teams. A shot fizzed just wide for Betis. A quick counter-attack from Valencia caused a moment of panic. Goalkeepers at both ends were alert. The quality on display was evident. These were two well-coached sides, two teams fighting for every inch. The noise from the stands never wavered. It was a constant soundtrack to the unfolding drama, encouraging their heroes, willing them to succeed. The green and white flags waved relentlessly. This was more than just a game. It was an experience. The deadlock remained. The anticipation grew with every passing minute. Then, it happened. The moment the Betis faithful had craved, the breakthrough. It came from Antony. He had been a constant threat, his pace and trickery causing problems for the Valencia defense. The build-up was patient, incisive. Betis worked the ball wide. A pinpoint cross was delivered into the box, and there he was, Antony, rising highest, meeting the ball with power and precision. The header was unstoppable. It flew past the despairing dive of the Valencia goalkeeper. The net rippled. The stadium erupted. The sound was incredible, a collective roar of pure joy, relief and celebration. Antony wheeled away, arms outstretched. His teammates mobbed him. They knew what this goal meant, not just for the match, but for this occasion, for the fans who had waited, who had hoped, who had believed. The green and white colors seemed to shine even brighter under the floodlights. It was a goal worthy of the moment, a goal to be replayed in the memories of Beticos for years to come. The Villamarín, in its final league act, had witnessed a special strike. Pellegrini on the touchline pumped his fist, a rare show of emotion from the usually stoic Chilean. He understood the significance. His team had delivered. They had given the fans what they wanted. The atmosphere, already electric, reached a new level. Just as the Betis celebrations were in full swing, Valencia delivered a stunning response. It was a reminder of their quality, their fighting spirit. They had weathered the storm of Antony's goal. And then they struck back. With precision, with ruthlessness. The move was swift, a quick transition from defense to attack. Betis were perhaps still caught up in the euphoria of their opener, a moment of defensive lapse, and Valencia pounced. The ball found its way to Rafa Mir, a striker known for his clinical finishing. He didn't disappoint. Rafa Mir found himself with a yard of space in the box. That was all he needed. He controlled the ball expertly, took a touch to set himself, And then a composed finish. Low and hard, past the outstretched hand of the Betis goalkeeper. Silence. A stunned silence descended upon the Villamarin, except for the small pocket of traveling Valencia fans. They erupted, their cheers echoing in the suddenly quiet stadium. It was a classic sucker punch, a testament to Valencia's resilience. They were not going to be mere spectators at Betis's party. They had their own script to write. The goal changed the complexion of the game once more. The party atmosphere was momentarily paused, replaced by a renewed sense of tension. Betis knew they were in a real contest now. Valencia had shown their teeth. They were here to compete, to fight for every point. The game ebbed and flowed after Valencia's equalizer. Both teams pushed for a winner. The intensity never dropped. Chances were created at both ends. Goalkeepers were forced into crucial saves. Defenders made last-ditch tackles. It was end-to-end stuff, the kind of football that keeps you on the edge of your seat. The crowd lived every moment, groans of frustration, roars of anticipation. The emotional roller coaster continued. Neither Betis nor Valencia were willing to settle for a draw. The desire for victory was palpable. It was a fantastic spectacle for the neutral, a nerve-wracking one for the fans. As the clock ticked down, the tension became almost unbearable. Every set piece felt like a potential game-changer. Every counter-attack carried the threat of a decisive goal. Pellegrini urged his Betis side forward. They threw everything they had at the Valencia defense, but Corberan's men stood firm. They defended with discipline and determination. They were equally dangerous on the break, looking to snatch a late winner themselves. The commitment from both sets of players was extraordinary. They left everything out on that hallowed Villamarin turf, a fitting tribute to the occasion. In the dying minutes, Betis came agonizingly close. A shot cannoned off the post, a desperate scramble in the Valencia box. But the winning goal remained elusive. Valencia too had their moments. A swift break that required a brilliant save from the Betis keeper. The fourth official's board went up. Added time. The final whistle blew. A 1-1 draw. Despite the draw, the atmosphere was one of celebration. The Betis players embarked on a lap of honor, applauding the fans. Fans responded with a standing ovation, scarves twirling, and chants of "Betis! Betis! Betis!" It was a powerful display of unity, a bond between the team and its supporters. They lingered on the pitch, sharing moments with their families and fans. The players, staff, and fans celebrated the end of one chapter and the start of a new one. The passion was undeniable. It was infectious. The night was unforgettable. While the farewell to the Villamarin was a significant moment, another huge occasion loomed large for Betis, the UEFA Conference League final against Chelsea in Tirana. This was a massive opportunity for the club, a chance to win a European trophy, to write another glorious chapter in their history. The anticipation among the fans was immense. The journey to the final had been incredible, full of drama and memorable victories. Now, only one hurdle remained, a formidable one in Chelsea. But Betis believed. Pellegrini's experience in European competitions would be crucial. He had guided teams to success before. He knew what it took to win on the big stage. The players were motivated. They were hungry for silverware. This final represented the culmination of a fantastic season, a season of hard work, dedication, and brilliant football. The prospect of lifting that trophy was a powerful driving force. The fans were already making their travel plans. Tirana would soon be painted green and white. The support would be immense, as it always is with Betis. The draw against Valencia, while emotional, also served as a final tune-up, a chance to maintain match sharpness, to ensure everyone was focused. The performance had been good. The fighting spirit was evident. These were qualities they would need in abundance against a team of Chelsea's caliber. The challenge was significant. Chelsea possessed world-class players and a renowned manager, but Betis had their own strengths, their own quality, and an unbreakable team spirit. They were not going to Tirana just to make up the numbers. They were going there to win. This European final added another layer of excitement to the end of the season. It was a testament to the progress the club had made under Pellegrini, consistently competing at a high level, challenging for honors. For the fans, it was a dream come true to see their team on such a grand stage, fighting for a European title. The farewell to the Villamarin was poignant, but the thought of Tirana provided an exhilarating glimpse into the future, a future that could be filled with even more glory. The countdown to the final had begun. Betis was ready. The Benito Villamarin, a name synonymous with passion, with history, with Real Betis. This last La Liga match before its renovation was deeply emotional. The stadium wasn't just bricks and mortar, it was a repository of memories. Every seat, every blade of grass held stories of triumph and despair. The decision to renovate was necessary to modernize and provide better facilities. But saying goodbye, even temporarily, was hard. The move to La Cartuja would be an adjustment. But the Betis faithful would make it their own. Their passion travels with the team. La Cartuja would become a temporary home. The plans for the new stadium are exciting, but the charm of the old Villamarin would never be forgotten. This final match was a chance to celebrate its legacy. The atmosphere reflected that. It was a heartfelt thank you, from the fans to the stadium. The echoes of past glories seemed to reverberate through the stands. The ghosts of legendary players seemed to watch on. It was a night steeped in nostalgia. The renovation project signifies a new era for Betis. The new Villamarin will be a symbol of ambition. When the team returns, it will be to a home that reflects their status. But for now, it was about saying, hasta luego, see you later, not goodbye forever. The spirit of the Villamarin will live on in the hearts of the fans, a truly historic moment for the club. The Villamarin's grand adieu was unforgettable. As the dust settled on this emotional night at the Villamarin, both Betis and Valencia could reflect on seasons of considerable effort. For Betis, under Manuel Pellegrini, it had been another campaign of progress, competing strongly in La Liga and reaching a European final. His calm demeanor and astute management have been instrumental in Betis's recent successes. The future looks bright with him at the helm. Valencia, too, showed their quality under Carlos Corberán. He has built a competitive, resilient side, one that is difficult to beat. Valencia fans can be optimistic about the direction their club is heading under Corberán. He is a young, intelligent manager with a clear vision. His work this season has been widely praised and rightly so.